Time for another bedtime story. Tonight I have a story called The Very Noisy Night. So if you're in your pajamas and your teeth are brushed and you are ready for a story, let's begin. This is a story about a little mouse who's having trouble sleeping because of the noises he hears in the night. The Very Noisy Night by Diana Hendry. It was the middle of the night, and Big Mouse was fast asleep in his big bed. Little Mouse was wide awake in his little bed. Big Mouse, called Little Mouse. I can hear something rushing around the house, huffing and puffing. Big Mouse opened one eye. There he is, opening one eye and one ear. It's only the wind, he said. Can I come into your bed? Asked Little Mouse. No, said Big Mouse, there isn't room. And he turned over and went back to sleep. Little Mouse lay listening to the wind. Then suddenly, between a huff and a puff, came a tap, 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 tap. Little Mouse climbed out of bed, opened the front door just a crack, and peeked out. Whoosh! Went the wind. But there was no one outside. Big Mouse, called Little Mouse. I can hear someone tapping. Perhaps there's a burglar on the roof. Big Mouse got out of bed and opened the bedroom curtains. Look, he said, it's only a branch tapping on the window. Right there. Go back to sleep. Can I come into your bed? Asked Little Mouse. No, said Big Mouse. You wriggle. Little Mouse lay in his own bed and listened to the wind huffing and puffing and the branch tapping and someone calling, hoo, 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 hoo. Little Mouse climbed out of bed again. This time he looked under it. Then he looked in the closet, and feeling very frightened, he cried, Big Mouse, I think there's a ghost in this house, and it's looking for me. It keeps calling, hoo, 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 hoo. Big Mouse sighed, sat up and listened. It's only an owl. Can I come into your bed? Asked Little Mouse. No, said Big Mouse. Your paws are always cold. And Big Mouse pulled the blanket over his head and went back to sleep. There he goes. Little Mouse got back into his own bed and he lay and listened to the wind huffing and puffing, the branch tapping, and the owl hooting. But shh! What was that? Big Mouse, he called. I can hear a drip. It's dripping. I think it's raining inside. And Little Mouse jumped out of bed and fetched his red umbrella. There he is with his little red umbrella. Big Mouse got out of bed. He opened the front door. Be quiet, wind, he said. Be quiet, branch. Be quiet, owl. But they didn't listen. Then Big Mouse went into the kitchen, turned off the dripping tap, and put away the umbrella. Can I come into your bed? Asked Little Mouse. No, you're nice and snug in your own bed, said Big Mouse, taking him back to the bedroom. Little Mouse lay and listened to the wind huffing and puffing, the branch tapping, and the owl hooting, and just as he was beginning to feel very sleepy indeed, he heard wee, wee, wee. Big Mouse, he called. You're snoring. Wearily, Big Mouse got up. He put his earmuffs on Little Mouse's ears. He put a paper clip on his nose, and he went back to bed. Paper clip on his nose. That's to stop him from snoring. Little Mouse lay and listened. to nothing. It was very, very, very quiet. He couldn't hear the wind huffing or the branch tapping or the owl hooting or Big Mouse snoring. It was so quiet that Little Mouse felt like he was all alone in the world. He took off the earmuffs. He got out of bed and pulled the paperclip off Big Mouse's nose. Big Mouse, he cried. I'm lonely. Big Mouse flung back his blanket. Better come into my bed, he said. So Little Mouse hopped in, and his paws were cold, and he needed just a little wriggle before he finally fell fast asleep. Big Mouse lay and listened to the wind huffing and puffing and the branch tapping and the owl hooting and Little Mouse snuffling, and very soon he heard the birds waking up. But neither of them heard the alarm clock because they were both fast asleep. Do you see them? Oh, so sleepy in that bed. This story is probably very common if you are still a young child. Often kids have trouble sleeping when they hear noises that are unfamiliar to them. You might even keep asking somebody if you can sleep with them. I don't know. I hope this helped you get ready for bed tonight. I hope you can settle down and get some good rest. I hope everyone is staying well and healthy, remembering to wash hands and stay home. That's what helps us to keep from getting this germ that's going around. I'll see you soon.